Little is known about Ireland's young carers.
Some people don't know about young carers. A lot of people in my class don't know about young carers.
Nobody knows how many there are. Nobody speaks for them. In the eyes of the state, they are invisible.
I used to look out and see all the kids, and I used to be like washing the dishes and looking out and saying, oh God, I want to go out and play.
Sometimes I start saying this isn't fair, but you can't really help it, you have to get through it.
I don't know, it's just natural for me to do it. I don't even realise I'm doing it half the time.
Yet every day throughout the country, young people quietly care for sick or disabled relatives, bound by bonds of love and loyalty. In Leitrim, 10-year-old Oisín Mulhall Wallace is beginning his day caring for the family.
I only do around 5 or 6 jobs a day, usually. It depends really on the day.
Children should be able to wake up and have fun, to think about what fun am I going to have today. But a young carer, chances are they wake up and they don't think about what fun I'm going to have today. It's what's today going to be like? Is Mammy okay? Is Daddy okay?
Will I make your breakfast, Mum, or do you want to?
Oh, cheers.
Okay.
Thank you.
I do the dishwasher. What else would I do? Sometimes I make lunch. Sometimes I nearly always make breakfast. It's usually a part of my daily life now. Well, Mum has MS, stands for multiple sclerosis. One time she was in a wheelchair because her legs went.
My MS, for me, it could be my legs mightn't work very well, or I'm slurring my speech, or one eye only works today. And balance is, that would make me fall the most, would be my balance. Spasms used to be okay, they used to not be painful, but they're now painful.
Sometimes I might feel a bit sad when Mum's crying in pain.
What does a child think of when his mother is sick and is asleep most of the time? Sometimes I'd be asleep for 20 hours of the day.
There we go. Generally, she'd be bad through summer because it's too hot, but then she'd be bad through winter because it's too cold. But see, the winter was the worst actually, not the summer this time, because like anything under 10 degrees is bad for her. But see, it was minus 15 degrees, so it was the worst by far. It's unbelievable how cold it got. Yes. There's no way to tell actually how she's going to be tomorrow. You can never be sure what's going to happen tomorrow.
A bad day is when you get lots of homework, if Mum falls and you don't know what to do, and then you get in trouble for not doing all the homework you have to do.
9 years ago, Marita Kilduff's father died suddenly. At the same time, her mother was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Marita has been watching out for her ever since.
I'm kind of the one that helps around the house, and my brother kind of does mostly the outside stuff, but I help with that as well, so.
That's it.
The MS makes her really tired and it slows her down. She can't lift her arms up as high as I can. She could probably get to about the first shelf and that, but she has to go like that a lot of the times.
Marita's my hands. You know, people look at me and think, you know, what's wrong? You know, you should be able to do everything. But I've no power. I cannot lift that saucepan over to here now. I cannot lift it over. It has happened gradually over the last 5 years that Marita's doing more and more for me. Good girl. Thank you.
I have to think about her, like, nearly all the time. Like, if I'm not there around to help her, like, she's got no one to help her, especially if she falls or if she passes out.
I have great help from the people that come in here to help, but it's Marita who is the person that's here at 7 o'clock in the morning. She's here at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night when I want to take a shower and go to bed. She's the one that does all those little things that makes my life more bearable.
I'm trying to do as much as I can, but like sometimes I just don't, just feel lazy or something and I don't want to do it. But I usually have to in the end.
How's that feeling there now?
Much better.
Good.
As MS causes Anne's muscles to go into spasm, regular massage is required to keep her arms functioning.
You can really see there when she's sitting down how her shoulders have wasted.
And you can see the muscles. You see where they are? They should be up there. Marita, please. It's so unpredictable, this disease. It's the unpredictability of it. You're constantly going from one crisis to another and you don't know when the next crisis is going to happen. Thanks. You're very good. As a nurse, I know exactly what's the possibilities. With MS, wheelchair, totally incapacitated, can't do anything for yourself, can't feed yourself, can't swallow.
Just remember, like, having to dress my mum and stuff while I was getting dressed and stuff like that. That's when I kind of was like, why am I doing this? I'm meant to be outside playing.
19-year-old Shauna Bingham has spent nearly all of her life caring for her sick mother. Brenda is suffering from the long-term effects of MS.
Well, I try and get the bird fed and the dog, and then I'll just kind of get dressed now and hopefully get her tablets before 9:45 before I run out the door.
Sean always cares. Sean has been caring for me and her sister Grace since they were 5 and 6.
You didn't eat your calcium tablet last night. You sucked on it a bit and you spat it out, did you?
No, I forgot about it after I
ate your ice pop?
Yeah.
Ice pops versus calcium tablets. Ice pops wins.
I don't like the calcium tablets.
They're just our morning tablets. We're down to these ones, thankfully. Here. She fell sick when I was 2. She was on the frame, and then soon after she was in the wheelchair.
Now, don't walk so fast.
Sorry, I'm in a rush. Everything's a rush.
I know.
Missed loads of school because I was going through an awful lot, and I was getting really angry. Sorry, I have to go. But there's all different low points, and you can't just pinpoint one time because you're doing it every day. You're kind of coming home from school and your mum's side bag has burst, so there's urine all over it, and you're just like, oh my god. Sandy, get up. Sandy, up. When I had to physically help my mum go toilet, that was just low. What am I going to say? My mum used to, like, when she was constipated, I used to have to get a rubber glove and literally go up and get down myself. And that was when I was about, like, 8 to, like, I was about 14.
Out on Ireland's remote west coast, Stephen Healy is preparing for his last day of primary school.
1, 2.
His mother Margaret has been battling MS for all of Stephen's 12 years.
You're hurting me, sorry. Okay, is that your fault?
Well, I've been helping her like the past many years, you know. Like when I'm at school, sometimes I need to stop and it kind of hit me if she's alright, you know.
3, go. Yeah.
I'm kind of like, you know, her strength really, you know. I do kind of like the lifting and the move, the walking, you know, the carrying.
Put down your hands on there where you normally do it. Yeah, grand.
We're going to head into the car now, we're going to go to school. Oops, the daisies.
My hands are really my legs at the minute. The legs just do what they want to do. They don't want to do what I want them to do.
I think this is the end of childhood, you know, because this is a primary school, you know, I grew up in this school. But now, you can't spend your whole life, you know, in primary. You have to move on. In secondary, I'll be home a few hours later, but I still think I'll be as close to my mother as I am now.
He's more of a carer than a child in my eyes. I actually fell in the bathroom on, I know, was it Monday morning or Tuesday morning? And when I do fall, I cannot actually get up. So he had to get me up off the floor. It's hard for him to be picking me up off the floor and seeing me on the floor, but he's kind of got used to it, I suppose. He's grown up with it.
They changed wrestling from 12s to PG, so it's got rubbish now. I stopped watching it now, but I still buy the games. But top rope again. Oh darn. The people who are in the family is Mam, Warren, Jade and I. Jade is 19 now. She's usually in Dublin, yeah. Dad's name is Michael, but he likes to be called Nick. And he works in Dublin, and I'd see him actually, he'd stay about a night, come one day and leave the next day. So most of the time, just me, Mam, Warren, and that's really it. Warren, you dry your, okay? I'll take them out. Well, I don't really pick my chores, I just do whatever Mum asks me to. Here, Warren, watch. Up, 2, 3, 4, give it up. 2, 3. Warren, watch your hands, just in case I hit them. Okay, Warren. Now will you start doing these cups here, Warren?
For such a young boy, like, he'll always think about other people all the time. He has to think about himself, and he doesn't.
This tea is Mum's. Mum, tea.
Oh, thank you.
Warren, I'll just do it.
Just very gently. It's for him to know that he can let go. And yes, he has a stake in this family, but he doesn't have ownership of it. It's not his.
I know when Mum's either fatigued or tired.
There's a difference, isn't there?
And like when Mum's tired, just tired, she'll get up and she'll go and make the breakfast. But when she's fatigued, she'll stay in bed.
Because I can't get out, sure I can.
Mm-hmm. But I'm used to it, because when it happens, I know what to do. You make tea.
God gave me 2 angels, and that them angels have looked after me throughout their life, and now I think it's time that God sent them as 2 angels.
Her mum used to be a lot more mobile. Like she never had her legs, but she had lots of use for her arms. And I remember she used to sit out the front with us and twirl the skipping rope, and we'd all be skipping.
That was when we were about 5 or 6.
Playing skipping?
Yeah. And that's when my dad left, wasn't it?
So I left, yeah, it was around that time. As kids, we had to do a lot more to help out around the house, but we never knew any different. And we didn't love our mum any less for her. The dishes was the worst. We used to fight over who was going to get the sitting room to clean and who was going to get the kitchen to clean. And I always used to get stung with the kitchen. All the dishes.
Oh, real mean.
Oh, my real mean.
Because they didn't always get the bleeding kitchen. Don't even stare at me.
They used to just take it.
Yeah, well, stop. Don't make it out to me as if I bleeding made you.
Then there was the other side, Shauna, of helping her. Wasn't there?
Yeah. It's really tough, emotionally, physically and mentally tough to do what we done as kids. I don't think actually people realise the damage that it can actually do if there's no support or help for the child. But we never really had that. We never got help off any relatives.
Just us. Us, the three of us.
Just us, yeah.
Me and my mum and Shauna.
Oh, there's a lot of isolation here because, I mean, we've no public transport, we've nothing like that here. I have a few people coming in on a daily basis to help me for an hour some mornings and for 2.5 hours other mornings. Most of the time we just get on with our own lives and don't be bothering with anybody, if that's the right words to use.
With Margaret falling more regularly, coupled with her increasing difficulty getting back on her feet, the HSE has supplied a hoist, which Stephen, as her only family, must learn to master.
That's working. Basically, we're not that familiar with the hoist as yet because we've only had one lesson on it. We just need to practice a little bit more before we can actually get going right with the hoist. Basically, what you have to do is put on this in order to pick me up off the ground.
I don't actually see if I'm on my own because once I left a few months ago and when I came up she said she had been on the ground for about 3/4 of an hour.
Ideally that I should have a pendant that I'd wear that you'd press a button on the pendant and it would raise an alarm, but the problem is that I'm so young, I'm only 43, and I said I won't get it until I'm 65 because there's no funding there for it. Now we're flying it. At long last, we're getting places. I know Stephen's only 12, but I mean, I'm hoping that I'll be still able to get around for quite a number of years. My ambition would be to try and rear Stephen and be able to keep walking while he's going to school. Just lift it up gently and we'll see how we've everything done properly. I don't want to land on the floor. Does any one of these answer?
Oh, you forgot to clip that one in. We'll just bring it down right now. Push it in.
I thought we had to hold on to the forever. I think you can't the way you're doing it. Whatever we've done wrong, we've something done drastically wrong, I'd imagine. Okay.
What do you want for lunch?
Crackers and mayonnaise.
Okay. I take care of Warren more than anyone else. I do stuff for Mum, but I take care of Warren. Warren has Asperger's. Really, the only jobs I have to do is keep her calm and keep her okay more. So much you can do with crackers.
Can you put pats on crackers?
I must actually try that, Warren. People who have Asperger's, if she gets stressed, she'll get angry, and she'll start pulling my hair and scraping me, and then... Warren, wait, Warren, you forgot. Crunchy.
The house explodes is the only way to describe it, but Oisín calms things down. He's very good at calming things down. But Oisín is her rock.
Are they nice, Warren? Mm-hmm. People think it's hard because they're always tugging on your hair and stuff, but it isn't like that usually. Like, they're cleverer than us, technically. Like, Albert Einstein had autism or Asperger's, so did Mary Curie, so did Benjamin Franklin, so did... Well, loads of people did, anyway.
Very, very mad that I can't be a fully participating mother and that my children have taken on roles that are my job. I feel like a failure. I feel let down. I feel like I've let them down. He's the man of the house. He's one of my best friends. He's my voice of reason, within reason. If my foot is sore, he'll say it'll be okay in 10 minutes. Talk me through it, you know?
My feet and all turned in. I used to look going out and having my shoes on me. I took a size 3 in my shoes.
For nearly half of her 45 years, Brenda Bingham has needed care, a 24-hour responsibility that early on fell to her daughters. But 3 years ago, when Brenda's health deteriorated sharply, even this wasn't enough.
I wasn't getting enough care. And when I lost my kidney, they said they'd get more help in to help Shauna more.
Is that okay?
My mum gets care coming in for an hour or two during the day, and then I'm her main primary